Far Cry is a series that has spanned over several generations of video game history, and considering Ubisoft is all about making some of that money, the seventh mainline installment, having already been rumored, isn't far out from being a reality. I personally have only ever finished Far Cry 4, and as much as I love the Mountains of Kurak, I want to know about the other games. So today, I want to talk about the only true outlier in all of the Far Cry series, and it happens to be the first game in it. Because it wasn't even made by Ubisoft, they just published it. Crytek, most famously known for the Crysis series, are the minds behind this insane 90s B action movie that is this game. More on why they aren't the ones in charge of the rest of the series later in the video. Before the meme of "but can it run Crysis," there was Far Cry. On March 23, 2004, a German video game developer would release Far Cry using their new CryEngine that was so advanced for the time that it couldn't be ported to consoles for over a year, forcing PC players to upgrade their hardware or you'd just be up a creek performance-wise. Somehow, during my financially poor childhood, Love you, Mom, my older brother did this exact thing. His rig powered by Best Buy parts and however we afforded it, he had done it. Our household technically could play this historic moment in PC gaming. As for me, being 7 at the time, I didn't play shit because I had broken so many other things of my brother's that if I did mess up that PC rig, I probably would have been found in a pasture on the side of Highway 4. Anyways, let's talk about the only Far Cry game not made by Ubisoft. And what I can only describe as the beauty of early 2000s PC gaming, we get an acid trip of an intro with about 2 paragraphs of what has happened to get us to said intro, as well as a couple of anecdotes about the main cast in this game and the manual for this game, which thankfully Steam has been nice enough to give you because let's be honest, depending on your setup, you most likely don't have a disk drive, let alone the physical copy of this delicacy that is the love child of Ubisoft and Crytek. Unless you're like my brother who has kept all of his computer games far past the actual need for them. All of that said, let's finally watch that said intro and get into Far Cry. Now, who is this? Before we had Danny, Ajay, or Jason, we had Jack Carver. Resident badass, ex-special forces, and Hawaiian shirt enthusiast. He's not fighting for a cause or for his people. He's just here because he got half lied to by a hot lady and he just wants to get off this island. Back to Jack waking up. When Jack awakes from his boat being blown up, he's in some kind of underground facility. We run into Colonel Richard Crow telling one of his many soon-to-be-dead goons to watch out for a man in a red Hawaiian shirt.
Listen, dirtbag! Keep an eye out for some punk in a red Hawaiian shirt. If you see him, call me at once. Am I understood?
Yes, sir!
I'm heading out!
This whole area is the game's attempt at a tutorial showing you to crouch, prone, climb ladders, lean side to side, throw rocks to distract enemies, all that. Once we get past our first goon, successfully or not, we get a radio to talk to our main liaison through the game, Harlan Doyle.
Hello? Are you there? Pick up the radio if you can hear this. I know you're there. I've been tracking you since you and Val arrived.
Who are you?
I'm the guy who's going to tell you how to survive. Call me Doyle.
How do I know I can trust you?
Well, for starters, how about the fact that I haven't turned you in? That radio has a bioreader. Since I know you're there, I could have ratted you out already.
Good point. Keep talking.
Listen, you need to get out of there and quickly. I'll help you as much as possible, but you don't have much time. There's an exit that will lead to a small camp. Be careful as you go. This area is crawling with mercenaries.
By the way, name's Jack Carver.
Jack is justifiably suspicious, but easily persuaded to trust him. Doyle recommends getting some armor to cover up our red-ass shirt, and my question throughout this entire game is, why doesn't Jack just take it off? He never does. He never swaps shirts. He keeps on this red Hawaiian shirt for the entire game. But hey man, we gotta look fly as hell while sliming mercs, so why not? Doyle tells us to head to the top of the hill and find a pair of binoculars.
Use your binoculars to survey the surroundings. Notice that they have a sound enhancer and movement tracker. Dr. Krieger has fitted everyone on the island with locator signals that you can track using the binocs.
If you've played any of the newer games, basically from 3 up, they'll work similar to them. Once you see an enemy, it tags them on your minimap. And actually, this game has a feature of when you are zoomed in on people, you can hear what they're saying. And Crytek actually put a lot of effort into these little dialogues, and they sound pretty authentic.
Let's figure out what the hell is going on here!
Can do!
After we clear out our first of many mercenary outposts, Doyle informs us that they may be keeping Val in a nearby World War II Japanese courier that's been repurposed into a refueling station. Just realized Valerie is the girl that I talked about earlier that kind of half tricked us into getting on the island. Driving in this game feels pretty good. You get to use the guns on the vehicles while you're driving, and if you hit F1, it'll actually change your perspective. Now, the third person driving is another story, but if you want to do it, you can. Once we arrive at the courier, we're told there is a hole in the side of the boat, which, I mean, it's right there. And you can either swim straight to it, that's what I've always done, or you could always walk down the side of the shore over there.
All right, Doyle, I've spotted the carrier. Now tell me, how do I get in?
I've only been there once, but I remember there was a hole in the side. You should be able to get in there.
I'm on my way.
Once Jack actually gets in the side of the carrier, we hear one of the mercenaries drop a grenade down after they spot us. This collapses the entrance in on us, and now we have to make our way through the carrier, and maybe we can find Val.
Damn it! I'm sealed in.
Make your way to the top of the carrier. You should be able to procure a boat from the upper deck. While you're in the carrier, see if you can spot any sign of Val. We need to know where they're taking her.
Now, this is a great time for me to talk about how Far Cry 1's levels are actually set up. All the other games are, open world, and this one is a level by level basis. Once you enter a new level, Jack's HP resets to full, and for the most part, you keep your weapons and ammo. Some missions, this is different. Unlike the future games, the way Far Cry's levels are set up, they're either open-ended to where you have multiple options to get to your final objective, or they're closed in, kind of like this one is. The first level was more of a open, you could drive here, walk here, wherever. But the second mission is pretty linear, get to here, get this, get out. Some levels utilize both of these attributes, being closed at the beginning and then open towards the end, or vice versa. It's just how they're structured. Now, also like the other games in the series, you can hold 4 weapons. However, there is no dedicated melee button. So if you want the melee option, you will have to carry the machete at all times. I will tell you wholeheartedly, I used this thing one time and I do not remember ever using it again. And also later in the game, you are not going to want to get any kind of close to these people because it's just not your good idea. As well as this, there are 2 weapons later you get in the game, the sniper rifle and the rocket launcher, and they actually slow Jack down movement speed wise. There are only 2 that do this, and none of the other weapons speed you up, even though I kind of gaslit myself into thinking the machete did. Another thing this game has, just like the other ones, is there are difficulty options. There are actually 5 from the start, and I picked intermediate for my run. There's also an option that is called AI auto balance, and basically what it does is if you're progressing too quickly, it'll up the difficulty. If you're progressing slower or die too often, it'll drop it. Now, I didn't pick it at the beginning, and this was the worst mistake I might have made during this entire process. But anyways, back to the actual story. After slow crawling our way around the carrier, we run into a mercenary calling for help and overhear Crow saying they took Val to a bunker. We find some of her personal items and we see a quick snippet of what is assumed to be the big bad of this game, Krieger.
We're under full attack here. I think he's looking for the girl.
Well, he ain't gonna find her. We're taking her to the bunker. Crow out!
No sign of Val herself, but I found her camera. There's also a file here on some joker named Krieger.
This archipelago is the ideal location for my research. These islands are isolated from international shipping lanes, so I am free to do my work without interference from the outside world. This work will take time, but a measure of the future of mankind depends on the success of my research here. I will not fail my destiny.
Doyle, they're taking Val to somewhere called the bunker. Where's that?
I know where that is, but it's heavily guarded. Get a boat and I'll meet you.
I'm on my way.
Kennedy talks about how the island we're on is good for his research, but for now, Doyle tells us to get a boat and he'll tell us how to get there. Now, this boat he talks about can be one of the most complicated things you can do or the easiest, and that is completely dependent on how much of a jackass you want to be. Once we get to where we can get to the top side of the carrier, an attack helicopter is waiting for us, as well as about a dozen mercs. Now, if you're actually a good shot and can gun all the mercenaries down quickly, then just go through the top side. But they are literally surrounding you on all sides. So one thing you can do is you don't even have to go up that ladder. You can just go right back down the way you came. The helicopter's sitting there. You can kill the helicopter pilot and then jump off the side and just shoot the boat down. You don't ever even have to go on top. I don't even think you have to kill the helicopter pilot if you could shoot the boat down and get to it. And that is one thing that makes this game so good, is out the gate on mission number 2, you've already given the option to either face everyone head on like a badass or just slither around them. And that's how most of these missions are set up. But either way, once you finally obtain the boat and get on it, you head east. We fade to black.
Okay, I've got a boat. Now what?
Our only chance is to disrupt the entire communications grid. That's the only way to cause enough confusion for you to escape completely. To do that, we need to get you to Kabatu. Head east to find me, because you're not going to be able to stop and ask for directions. The mercenaries have established a communications facility here. You need to disrupt their communications by destroying the satellite dish. That will create enough confusion for you to escape, and then we can focus on finding Val.
Doyle instructs us to head to the old fort on the mountain and destroy a satellite dish the mercenary group is using for their communications. After making it to the comm center, Doyle informs us that the door to get in is locked.
Slight problem, Jack. Looks like they've locked down the door to the comm center.
That's not good. What the hell do we do now?
It's risky, but I should be able to bypass the security lock from here. Stand by.
Stand by, he says. That's rich.
He can unlock it from where he is, but we'll have to hold tight till he does. We're assaulted by mortars from the sea and helicopters dropping troops in. After everyone is disposed of or enough time has passed, we can finally enter the comm center.
That's it. The security's been broken. Get into the building.
Once inside, we eavesdrop on a mercenary speaking with Krieger.
The beta strain of mutagen is more potent than I originally anticipated. The test subjects are demonstrating superhuman qualities, but are somewhat unstable. I am concerned they may become difficult to control. I have taken the precaution of using my own DNA as a carrier for the strain. Perhaps this will give them some primordial instinct linking them to me. Then, I should be able to control them. The next test subjects will be ready for incubation soon.
The comm center is powered by a gas generator. If you plant a demolition pack on the fuel tank, the blast should be enough to destroy the whole facility.
Oh, a demolition pack. Right. Good thing I remember to pack a few of those.
Don't be difficult. It's unprofessional. The mercenaries use demo packs to clear brush on the islands. If you look around, you should be able to find some that you can appropriate.
Krieger talks about a mutagen strain he's testing and the subjects are unstable. He hopes he can control them if his own DNA is a part of the serum, giving those mutants daddy issues from the jump. I had to work to get mine. That ain't fair. I just feel bad for this no-name guy who had to be cannon fodder so I could get a key card so we could get some explosives that Doyle tells us we need to blow up the generator to the facility. If you don't act like a dumbass and leave after planning, we successfully destroy the satellite, disrupting communications. In case you wanted to know like I did, if you plant the charge and just stand there, it will blow you up, killing you. After we destroy the communication satellite, Doyle tells us we can finally meet up with him at the pier across the way, but first we have to get there and secure the area. We can use a hang glider to make the traversal a bit faster, but you could always just walk your way down there if you wanted. Just make sure you don't turn all the way around in the hang gliders when you're in first person, because you will fall to your death, or in the water, which will probably lead to your death. Once we arrive at a large mercenary camp, Doyle asks us to make another distraction by blowing up something else.
It looks like they're pretty excited about the damage to the communications tower. I'm headed in, but I need a diversion. Why don't you blow up the armory in their camp? That should create enough of a distraction for me to slip through.
So, you're telling me to blow something up to divert their attention from the other thing I blew up? Brilliant.
Now, this camp exposed a bug that is in this game that is apparently big enough that there was a community-made patch to fix it. Now, what is it? What it is there are certain textures that the mercenaries, and I guess mutants later, can see through. Now, what kind of cover is it? All of these little bunkhouse buildings. I literally got sniped through one of them once, and I heard a guy spot me, throw a grenade, and then that grenade killed him because they still have collision, but for some reason the bullets can go through them. So this area took a lot longer than it should have because the NPCs actually have wall hacks and can dome you through a wall. Anyway, I have to get another demo charge and blow up the armory. And with the armory destroyed, we can finally make our way to the pier to meet Doyle. But before we do that, I want to talk more about what I said earlier with why Crytek doesn't actually make the Far Cry games anymore. Heck, they don't even make the versions of the game that would be released on the Xbox and Xbox 360 in the next 2 years. Ubisoft did after they had to modify the CryEngine in order for it to even run on console hardware. After Far Cry was released, Crytek started working on CryEngine 2 alongside their Crysis series. They also signed a publishing deal with EA shortly after release of Far Cry 1. Ubisoft, being the direct competitor of EA at the time, would later sign a deal with Crytek in 2006 in order for them to have full rights of the Far Cry series. So somehow we can still blame EA about something they technically aren't involved with, and it still works. Because if Crytek never signed to EA, we might have been in a world where Crytek actually made all the Far Cries, and I'm pretty sure that's just the Crysis series, so I guess we have that. So now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Since we've blown up the armory, we can make our way to the pier, and we clear it out, and since we clear it out, Doyle can finally come in, and we can finally meet the man we've been talking to. After we see him, we learn that he's working for Krieger, but he still wants to help us for some reason, so for now, we go along with him.
You must be Jack.
How did you know that?
I've been expecting you. They've moved the girl. Get in. Get under there. If they see you, we're both dead.
Who's gonna see us?
You don't want to know. I'll be in touch. They usually take important prisoners to the bunker on the other side of the island.
The other side?
They have a radar observation center there that would have spotted us. You'll have better luck cutting through the research facilities.
What kind of research?
I can't talk about that now. Just keep an eye out for anything moving. And if you see anything that looks dangerous, well, it is.
The first thing you might notice after the initial cutscene is that it's sunset now. Yes, this game actually has a time progression system, and the Nightman cometh. After stealing a keycard from up on the hill from a guard check, we can go to the cave that leads to the research facility. When we enter the cave, we see a guard get attacked by a Trigen.
Whatever that was, I hope it was the only one.
Don't worry, we will have time to talk about them later. Meanwhile, the power gets knocked out and we have to turn it back on in order to take the elevator up to the research facility. After we reach the top of the elevator, we see more Trigens running off after killing a worker.
This place is total chaos.
I suspect by destroying the comm center, you caused mayhem throughout all the islands. The Trigens must have taken this opportunity to escape. Fascinating.
Once we arrive in the research center, we see another worker ambushed in the corpse of one of the Trigens. Krieger has been using his serum on apes, and this is the result of it. It improves the physical functions of the recipient at the cost of their mental integrity. That increase in strength really shows, though, because Trigens hit like a truck and are a threat to us and the mercenaries. You can find mercenaries fighting it out with them throughout the Treetop Research Center, and I ain't gonna lie, those things make me jump worse than some horror game jump scares. You'll just hear ape noise and then boom, you're getting jumped by 3 Trigens. And these things will 2-hit you, or if you're under or a little above half health, they will kill you in 1 hit, even on lower difficulties. Doyle tells us to find the lead scientist of the area. Once we find him, he's already been killed by most likely a Trigen, but we can get the key card needed to get further into the research area.
Your message has been received. We've got reinforcements heading your way.
The good news is that I found your scientist, and he had a key card on him. Unfortunately, he's not feeling too talkative right now. I overheard something about a bunker, though.
We make it to the bunker entrance and it's on lockdown, and like most of our problems so far, Doyle suggests the explosive round.
Okay, you have the access card that gets you into the research area in the canyon. The gates to the compound appear to be closed. You'll have to figure out something for that yourself.
Like what?
You seem to have a knack for blowing things up. Maybe you should try that.
Yeah, I could use some more attention to myself.
After finding another demolition charge, my God, these things are like candy. We blow a hole through the wall and finally head into the bunker.
Listen up. I've hacked into the secure channels, and it looks like Valerie is being transferred to a chopper.
Oh, man!
They must be taking her to Pagao or Yucatan. You'll have to make it through this bunker to get to the landing strip. The problem is, everybody knows you're coming.
Right now, I'm so pissed off it doesn't matter if they know it or not.
Doyle informs us they are in the process of trying to transfer Val to another facility via helicopter, and that if we want to intercept them, we have to fight through the bunker. Unfortunately for us, everyone inside knows we're coming. The facility is filled with mercenaries and Trigen. We find what appears to be a dead Trigen on a table, but is hell of a lot bigger than the ones we've previously seen.
Whoa! What the heck is that?
What are you seeing?
I have absolutely no idea. But it sure as hell ain't no monkey.
Don't worry, we'll see them again later. Now you might be wondering, why am I kind of just bum rushing through some of these level descriptions? Well, a lot of them actually don't have a lot of exposition. It's really you just drop in. Doyle tells you like one thing, and then you do it, and that's it. So I'm sorry if you're not getting a whole lot of info. If you want to play this game, I suggest you do it. Anyway, once we make our way through the bunker, we make it to the helipad just in time for Jack to jump on it while they're trying to take off with Val.
The pilot's dead. Jump! Valerie Constantine, CIA. I'm here on assignment.
You could have mentioned that back in port. How did I get so lucky?
None of the other beach bombs had special forces training.
You had me checked out?
Company policy.
Then you know I'm a bit out of practice.
It's just like riding a bike.
I'm listening.
CIA has an undercover operative on this island. We lost contact almost 10 weeks ago.
Jack, are you there?
Doyle?
Mission accomplished.
Doyle, it's Val. Where are you?
We'll catch up later. You've got to keep moving. Go inland a few hundred yards and you'll find cages holding untrained Trigen. You've got to release them. That should keep the security forces off your back for a while.
Copy that.
Untrained Trigens? You mean some of them are trained?
Come on. Jack, help me and I can help you. And the first thing you can do to help is take out that regulator.
Right, I'll do it, but I want to know what's going on here.
We'll meet at Krieger's main archives after you destroy the regulator.
Okay, Jack, listen up. There is a small camp close to your position. I know the commander there has some special night vision goggles you'll need in order to navigate through the regulator.
So Val is CIA, and Doyle is their undercover guy. Doyle tells Val to release some untrained Trigen, and while she does that, we will need to head to the facility's steam regulator and shut it down. On our way there, though, Doyle recommends getting some night vision goggles. This is completely optional because later you'll find them just with pickups along with like ammo and health kits. Unfortunately, though, where those are is another spot where that rancid-ass bug that lets enemies see us through certain walls is. One of those said walls is right next to the night vision goggles. Once we finally get to the regulator entrance, though, we're told that we need to find the foreman and his plans for the site. He most likely was one of the many people we just gunned down on the way here, so we find the plans about his help, and after reading them, we head inside.
Have you found the foreman yet?
Yeah, he's lying right here. I'm looking at the blueprints to the regulator right now. Looks like the main junctions are in sections 4, 5, and 7.
That is excellent. Now get inside that regulator. I can mark the locations you need to reach. Good hunting, Jack.
Once we enter the main site for the steam regulator, I quickly get reminded that guns blazing is not always the best option for this, and slowly crawl my way around the outside of the area. Now that we're actually inside of the main regulator area, we need to find 3 different key cards for 3 different regulator switches. Also, the whole time we're doing this, We have to watch for areas where excess steam is because, by God, it will kill you in an instant. After all the valves are turned, we head to the main flow panel to reverse the flow, causing the regulator core to be destroyed.
Great work, Jack. Main power is down. I'm moving into the archive. When I come out, I'll be using one of the ventilation shafts. It should be easy for me to find you on my way out. Stay in the shaft, keep your head down, and wait for me there.
Finally, a suggestion I can agree with. I'm real good at staying put and waiting.
You hear something?
This is the time when I'm finally going to talk to y'all about this game's checkpoint system. Now, you can't manually save in this game, and instead, your checkpoints are the save states. It's not one save per level. Now, right before you hit the main switch to reverse the flow of the regulator, it saves. Saved, you walk in a room, you take out 2 dudes, hit the button. Great! But every time you die, after you hit that button and you reload, it's right before you hit that switch again. And guess what, kiddos? That cutscene where Val tells you, "Good job, buddy, you did it." It replays every time you reload. And since it's an in-game cutscene and not one of the cinematic ones, you cannot skip it. I watched this cutscene no less than 10 times. I know I did. Remember, I'm not great at FPSs on the mouse and keyboard, and I was just getting my ass handed to me in this one spot. Anyway, after you finally clear through the guards and hit the ventilation shaft where we need to wait for Val, meanwhile somebody releases another set of Trigens, and we see it's not just the primate ones. Now there are human ones, and things are looking pretty bad for our future.
Now, Doyle. See you and Val on the outside.
Okay, so levels 10 through 16 have almost no real story progression. Gameplay wise, they are solid, but I really don't want to sit here and say, yeah, then we killed Trigens and mercenaries and they kissed and stuff for the next 15 minutes. So instead, I'm going to blitz through the story of those levels and any of the big gameplay changes I'll introduce as they happen. So, good luck. While waiting for Val, she gets trapped by the Trigens that just got released. And while we escape from the facility we're currently in, Doyle will find her location. During this and the next 2 levels, 3 new Trigen variants will be added. This level being the Fat Boy. Hey, it's the game calling them that, not me. I'm a big old boy too. They're tough as hell and are equipped with a rocket launcher, but the missiles are slow, so you can dodge around them pretty easy. Once we escape out of the facility, the island is currently overrun by all the escaped Trigens, and Doyle has located Val in a test subject storage archive across the island. The whole way over there, we see groups of Trigens and mercenaries fighting it out, and this level's Trigen variant added is the Jumper. They really put their whole Badussia into this naming scheme. They are armed with the AG-36 assault rifle or the silenced MP5. I haven't brought it up till now, but the weapons in this game have alternate fire modes. Most are single fire or full auto, but the AG-36 and later the OICW both have the option to turn into grenade launchers, adding another 15 grenades to our already generous explosive supply. They also have a built-in scope, but whatever. Anyway, once we fight across the island, we're at the archive. Once we get inside, Doyle tells us to look out for failed test subjects, these failures being the stealth Trigens. The f*** you mean stealth Trigens? Once we're deeper in the facility, Crow sends in his elite guard to clear out the Trigens. These guys are armored and armed to the gills, so don't f*** around with them. Thankfully, they usually drop armor pickups and more ammo for all the assault rifles, unless they're the sniper rocket launcher variant, because why wouldn't they have those? After our first encounter with them in a warehouse, we go across a pipe bridge that was the bane of my existence for about an hour into another warehouse where I got stuck because I forgot there was a mechanic that involved shooting stuff held in the air by chains. I'm sorry, it's been 10 levels. Once you slither down to the warehouse's elevator, we head even deeper inside the facility. We're finally close to Val, and every Trigen under the sun wants our autograph. There are stealth Trigens hidden all over the place in vents, and once we make it to the mutagen tank chamber, Jack is stuck. Doyle tells us to flood the area and swim up to the top into what looks like an office area, and finally we meet back with Valerie. Once we get the most abrupt transition possible to the next level, we learn that Crow has intercepted our comm frequency and we need to destroy the towers for the mercenary communications on these 3 smaller islands. Didn't we do that in level 3? Man, whatever. We go to the next mercenary camp, and there just happens to be 3 pristine explosive charges for us to blow up all 3 of the radio towers. When that's done, the communications are still going, but now we know they're originating from an old freighter that's nearby. After we get another explosive charge that just happens to be on the boat, we plant it and blow up the boat, and then Crow flies in his helicopter, and we have to shoot him down. However, when we shoot Crow down, he has a PDA that we need full of data. So Doyle comes and picks us up and we follow him, but before we go to this next level, this one, 14, boat, I'm coming back in a minute before the story picks back up, don't worry. We track Crow to outside of some old catacombs, and we need to head inside of them because that's where the PDA signal is coming from. Once we find more explosives, we head into the catacombs. Doyle tells us that the mercenaries are using nerve agents to deal with the Trigens, but you just shoot them and they're done for. We get the PDA and another explosive and head to the river. This level is actually really fun, and at the ass end of it is when the story picks back up. So we fight our way down the river, PDA in hand, and we make it to the location for us to upload all of the data from the PDA, but Crow is in the way, so we have to deal with him first. Wait. Before we do that, I have to talk about level 14 more, or as I'm coining it, the Boat Saga. Up until level 14, I was playing this game on intermediate difficulty, but once I got and blew up that second radio tower, something happened. I got hard stuck. I literally sat in that spot between radio 2 and 3 for almost 3 hours trying to get to that third tower with no luck. So after a whole night to think it over and an hour that next morning, I just had to drop the difficulty to medium for the rest of my playthrough. Now, why does this matter? Because you can't just change it. I had to start all the way over from the beginning of the game. Remember, this is the era of gaming that was still riding your nuts because if it was harder, it took you longer to finish it. And I'm not even mad about it. My only problem was every time I was hitting a new roadblock, like this one between Tower 2 and 3, they were getting longer and longer and longer. And I just couldn't justify sitting here for hopefully not another 3 hours to finish this level when I knew I had 6 more to go. So after, like I said, thinking it over all night, I decided to start all the way over in the beginning. So anyway, back to Crow. When we actually finally meet up with Crow, I don't take the shit serious at all, and I just blow him to hell with all the explosives we have, and we can finally upload the PDA's data, and now we can slow it back down because the story is finally moving quickly again.
Cole! Come in, Cole! What the devil's going on there? Report! Report!
So you're the famous Dr. Krieger.
Who is this? Who am I talking to?
You'll find out soon enough.
Jack!
Oh, okay.
Bingo. This is the location of the facility where they manufacture the mutagen. It even looks like he has an arming sequence for a tactical nuke in case they had to cover their tracks.
Excuse me?
Thanks, Crow. You just made this real easy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this is going to be a lead pipe cinch.
What?
Just keep your eyes on the jungle.
Excuse
Now
me?
that we've got some time to chat, You can fill me in on a few details.
Krieger was a top researcher at the Defense Department, specialized in genetics, protocols for human combat enhancement.
The Trigens.
Right.
Where does the CIA fit in?
Army intelligence busted Krieger for unapproved human testing. He went private sector. So we sent Doyle in as a lab assistant to keep tabs on his work.
So are we here to stop Krieger or save Doyle?
I'm here to keep those creatures from getting off this island. I brought you along because I might just need your help.
So I'm just along for the ride?
Good boy. Doyle mentioned a mercenary base in this area. Let's pay them a visit.
Why are we getting exposition dump 17 levels in? What?
Jack, Val, I've received a go from the office. They've assessed the situation, and they need you to take out the main compound.
I think there are two sites we need to worry about. An outpost and the main compound itself. If we want to make sure we take both out, we're gonna need to get the nuke.
The nuke? Are you crazy?
Oh, relax. It's got a very small yield. Just enough to destroy the facility without too much collateral damage. Besides, we'll be out of range and upwind by the time it goes off.
What? Wait, so we're gonna nuke the
I
place?
spotted a small camp.
So, we need to get a nuke. That was not on my list of things that were going to happen in this game, but hey, we rolling straight in action movie style now. After we clear out a small outpost, we get our hands on a vehicle, and for the only time in the game, we have an on-rail shooting section while Valerie drives. It's not super bad, and it can be pretty punishing though if your aim's dog. We sneak into the facility, and Val hacks into the security system, and with that, we can get to the arming device for the nuke.
Okay, I'm hacking into the system now.
She's hacking.
Hurry up. I don't know how long we'll be safe here.
Almost got it. There, done. Now follow me. Here's the drill. After I find out how to open the gate, we need to get inside and locate the nuke.
Okay.
Don't remind me.
No.
That's not all. I need you to enter their headquarters and find the arming device. There's no time, so we need to split up, and you need to stop bitching. Got it?
Got the arming device. What now?
Get your butt back to the security building. On the double. I'm almost done here.
Once we have it, we head back to Val to make our way to the actual nuke. Also, yes, if Val dies at any point, you die. Okay, it just saved. I gotta see. Okay. So wait, is our health linked? Wait, I gotta see this. Wait a minute. No, it's just, well, let me just. Okay. Alright, we're done doing that. We finally find the nuke, and it's conveniently already loaded onto a forklift for us, and I really hope Val's certified for that machine.
Your way inside the compound is about as clear as it's going to get. Oh, and one more thing. When that nuke detonates, it could cause all sorts of strange things to happen. What I'm trying to say is that you might be in danger of being affected by the mutagen. You might want to take some precautions.
Precautions, like not blowing up a nuclear weapon while I'm standing right next to it?
I'm dead serious. You should be able to find a serum used as an inoculation in the compound. They usually keep a good supply there.
Let's prep the nuke, and then we can go grab the serum.
What is this? A bad spy movie? You two are gonna get us all killed.
In order to make sure we don't get infected by the mutagen after we blow up the nuke, Doyle suggests we find another serum that should keep us from changing into a Trigen. Once we clear a path, Val drives her whip up to the factory elevator. Inside, we have to keep clearing Val's way so she can get the nuke in place. It's mainly workers and on-site guards, and can I say these are some devoted-ass employees. Before we can activate the nuke, Val and Jack inject each other with the serum.
We're inside the lab.
Okay, antidote time. Look for a red case with a biohazard symbol.
What?
I don't like shots.
I'm sure you'll make a lovely mutant.
Inject the serum into your neck.
I've had worse. Let's move.
While she arms the nuke, we have to hold out against the guards. Once the nuke is activated, we hightail it out of there. Once the nuke goes off, it knocks Valerie and Jack out, though. And Krieger picks us up.
Oh, okay. If I knew, I would have just ran.
Jack, take a look into the future. Nature has failed mankind. Mere humans like you are about to be obsolete. I've only taken a few thousand years of evolution and put it into a test tube. Survival of the fittest. Good luck.
Don't.
Thanks.
Yes, it is just that abrupt of a cut. When we get up from Krieger's goon kicking us out of the helicopter, all we're left with is a rifle full of 10 bullets. Trigens are everywhere and it's chaos out here. We have to just jump off this cliff and run anywhere but here. We find a down helicopter and a new communicator to link back up with Doyle. Finally, with some armor and a dream, we mount the turret on the copter and clear our path up to the compound. Once we get through a literal hole in the wall, we find an armory we can stock up at. However...
Doyle, my armor's turning green.
Sounds like you caught the bug.
I thought I took the antidote.
The antidote should have been able to handle it, but a containment leak could have saturated the air with mutagen. That's what happened to Krieger.
Krieger's infected?
He developed an agent to keep it from spreading. He's still on the treatment. I'm sure he's got it with him.
I'll see if I can talk him into a sample.
Ask nicely. I wouldn't say he's completely human.
We're very quickly becoming infected with the virus, even though we thought we took the antidote to it. Doyle says when we find Krieger that he has a way to handle it, but he's inside of his volcano compound, and we have to battle past so many damn fat boys and more of Krieger's non-infected troops to get there. My best advice is to just drive past all the Trigens and only really worry about Krieger's guys. After that, though, there's only one last encampment to deal with, and I'm so ready to get this over with. Alright, this is it. Krieger has one final group of his elite guard goons, and these guards consist of several guys with shields, and for some damn reason, one guy has a rocket launcher. On my successful attempt, the launcher guy actually blew himself up. With them dispatched, we can finally fight Krieger.
Oh, I'm getting
You
real
all right?
green.
Do I look all right?
I wouldn't worry about it, my dear. You won't live long enough to see what happens next.
He's got 4 guards with him, one having a rocket launcher. What the f? And it's a rough fight. Grenades are constantly being spammed, and the guards will run up on you if you try to just duck behind the first bit of cover that you spawn behind. Krieger has a massive health pool, and he'll jump around the arena after so long or after taking so much damage. Also, he has camo! Once Krieger is down, Jack demands the antidote for his and Val's infection. However...
Where's the antidote?
Who infected you?
We entered a toxic area.
The mutagen can only be administered through subdermal injection. I wish I could take credit, but I had no time to prepare the serum. Oh, you should turn out to be a beautiful specimen. Give it another hour. Much less for her.
The old man was always one for melodrama. Too bad he had no head for business.
Doyle, you wouldn't.
Of course I would. Working for the government taught me that where there's a weapon, there's money to be made.
Why didn't you just kill Krieger yourself?
The Trigens are fiercely loyal, and you just killed their father. I'd love to see how they take the news, but I've got a super mutagen to sell.
Doyle, unless you give us the antidote, you're not leaving this island alive. Now, I know you won't believe me until I've got a gun pointed at your head, but it's true.
Sorry, Jack. I'm gonna need it. Forgive me if I don't shake your hand.
I'm coming for you, buddy.
Doyle betrayed us, and he lied about the serum. We actually injected ourselves with the virus in Doyle's attempt to cover up his part in all of this. I hate to admit it, but this actually surprised me. I did not expect him to be like a surprise villain at the very ass end of this game. But hey, I'm down to clown, so let's head over to meet our used-to-be buddy. Once outside, it's just hell. There are 4 fat boys and jumpers each, and apparently those jumpers are elite marksmen. Take them out first, and then focus on the fat boys. Once all of them are down, you head to the room to reactivate the elevator. Oh my god, these fucking elevators. That leads to Doyle. But once you're inside that room, there are 2 more fat boys waiting to guard the button, I guess. Fucking why not? Thankfully, the devs were kind enough to at least put a health pack near it though. So after you activate the elevator, you can pick up a health pack, and once you go up, there's a save point. Why is there a save point? Because our final wall is a group of elite guards all packed together for some reason right before Doyle. It's a mixed bag of all the elite variants, but the way they're grouped up, if you walk up to them before they actually like spread out to get you, you can shoot them with the rocket launcher and take out probably about half of them. Once dealt with though, we head up the stairs through a door, and lo and behold, here's our buddy Doyle, and he's just like a regular lab NPC guy. He can kill you, and I kind of spazzed out when I fought him because I thought he was going to kill me. But once we finally kill him, he tries to kind of weasel his way out of what he did.
No, please, you don't understand. They sent me. They're always watching. You can't change this. You can't change the future.
Probably not, but I can make sure you're not a part of it. Stupid bastard.
And that is Far Cry. As you probably could tell from Doyle talking about someone made him do this and the open-endedness of the ending, Crytek was probably getting geared up to have a sequel in the works. However, with them switching gears and focusing on CryEngine 2 and then the Crysis series along with it, and them signing with EA, that left Ubisoft with the duty of making a sequel. And they would eventually, after they made an Xbox version of Far Cry in Instincts in 2005, and then a sequel to that with Evolution in 2006, and then finally the first sequel, at least number-wise, in late 2008. Far Cry 2 will be the next game in the series that I cover, but at some point in time I do want to talk about the Xbox versions as well as that one Wii version. With all of that said, thank you for watching, and God bless you.